I didn't catch it from the first time you said it. 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll try
hi,
this again.
I'm Lucretia.
And I'm Richard.
Hi everybody, this is Lucretia here. And Richard. And little Patty Cake is down there. So, we are here at the War Memorial Rose Garden in Eugene. Give you a quick look around, tell you what we're going to do. It's beautiful here today. I knew there'd be lots of people out. So, what we're doing is we're going to eat our lunch. We each have a chicken burrito boy. Mine has extra onion and jalapenos. And then we're going to talk with you about the trip. We owe you a video. All right, we're back. Lunch is done. Richard's taking Patty for a little stroll. So we're going to chat about what we need to do here. First and foremost, we want to apologize, and we do have notes because we don't want to forget anything. There's a lot of stuff here. First of all, we'd like to apologize. Number one,
I almost forgot we were going to do that.
First of all, so many of you followed us and have supported our channel in a myriad of ways, whether it was attending a live stream for 40 hours, what seemed like it anyways, watching me have a nervous breakdown on the road, or it was gifting the channel. It all matters, and we are deeply appreciative of that, and we did not mean to slight people by dropping off the edge of the earth the moment we pulled into our driveway. Since we pulled into our driveway, we've done one pop-up live stream, and that's not okay. And so we're going to I'm going to explain why that might have happened, or why it did happen. Not might have happened, but why it did happen. And also, I'm going to do a shout-out video here shortly, because we want to intentionally name people who attended live streams, who gifted us, who called and told us the weather.
Or the directions.
When all we needed to do was go to California and make a left-hand turn. I'm so sorry. So, what's been happening is that once we, and feel free to interject or to leave if you feel like you don't need to get up and walk. So, what's been going on with me was I first had to physically and mentally kind of recuperate and decompress. My personality is such that I am so involved in this particular part of my life that it just, I needed, once we got off the road, I needed to think about what had happened, about the journey, what it meant to me, what it meant going forward, what it meant to the channel. So it really was an important thing for me to decompress, although I really should have let y'all know what was going on. Also, so you know, we will be doing a shout out video sooner than later, likely within the next week. I need to get an actual shout out video out to the people who
I've got a dog over here meeting other dogs, and I don't want to interrupt people around the other table.
So that shout out video should be here within the next week. All right, so sorry it does not happen sooner. So what's happened for me particularly, like I said, I kind of had to just mentally and physically decompress. I was in a lot of pain when I got home. My arm is injured, and I'll tell you more about that. And I needed to just step away. I needed to drop the chalupa. And I needed to think about the trip and what it meant and how it went. And I'm very much a thinker. You would never know that by go to Southern California and turn left. But I am. I think about every little piece of something that matters to me. And part of that was that I felt foolish. I felt very foolish for such kind of obnoxious thinking, because I left a lot for other people to do that it was not their job to do. So I will say that part of that was just a sheer embarrassment from how I handled the travel piece. And I had to think it through and figure out why I did that, and that will never happen again. So for me also, I had to address the medical stuff. Number one, got my medication all back in order. We did have our son send us our medications eventually, but it was interrupted at times. And so that can't ever happen again. Number two, as most of you know, and if some of you don't who are watching this, the second day we were there, I fell. I should have been using my walker. I have a mobility disability, and I should have been using my walker, and I did not because of my arrogant ego. And I fell in the gravel at Quartzsite, and I have injured my arm. I had an MRI done, and I have a couple of tears. I have a couple of tears, and there's another particular injury that's causing the popping. And additionally, I have a condition in my shoulder separate from the injury. I have a condition that is degenerative, that is bone on bone. And the only fix is a shoulder replacement.
Which nobody likes.
Right, a shoulder replacement. And so actually my brother-in-law just got his shoulder replaced yesterday by the same doctor I'm going to see. The problem is that I can't see this doctor, and he's considered the very best in the area until the last day. I think it's the 29th or 30th of April. So I could have saw someone on the 8th, but I'm not going to have somebody that does not have a well-known reputation work on me. So it pushed out, it's going to push out any recovery. So yeah, the MRI sucked. I didn't take
I've got a good reputation.
not as a surgeon.
Oh.
The
Pretend.
The MRI sucked. I have extreme claustrophobia, and I forgot to take my anti-anxiety medicine until about 15 minutes before I got
I'll
on
do
the
it for
machine.
half price.
You will not be cutting on me. And so that was, I had to really think while I was in there. I counted. So they would let me know in between how many minutes, and then I would start counting down. But I also said the Serenity prayer repeatedly. For 45 minutes, I said the Serenity prayer in addition to the counting. Anyways, once that is done, it's about a 12-week recovery. And so we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But so that's it for me. That's enough for me. Richard, physical. So Richard, you needed to physically recoup yourself, correct? Because Richard did all of the outside care of the motorhome while we were traveling.
It was pretty hard on me the whole time I was there, with a hernia and my back and surgery and healing, and it was a lot for me to deal with. But I did it, and we're in a better place now that I did.
Well, yes, but reality is that we came out too soon. So those are some of the mistakes that we'll talk about. But you had an ultrasound for your hernias and found
two hernias. And I got a doctor who doesn't seem to see them on films, but another person read it. It's written. I read it. 2 hernias.
Yeah.
So I'm going to a different doctor.
One that actually works on hernias. His general practitioner sent him to a bariatric doctor. The bariatric doctor is usually someone, well, they do go into the gut. There's someone who they work on weight loss surgeries.
Yes.
So we're a little confused about why they did not send him to a general surgeon. So we've got a general surgeon picked out, and he's just waiting to hear from his doctor's office. Also talked to to his neurosurgeon's office yesterday for his back, and they need...
Everybody needs referral nowadays. I need to have imaging done of my back again.
The top and the bottom.
So 2 different imagings.
And the neurosurgeon is out of the office until the end of April. So he would not be able to get in until the beginning of May to see him. So what I've done is I've gone through and I've kind of projected the time frames since we know a lot about this process.
Always ready, right there.
Yeah.
But I don't forget it.
Mine is in my... Oh, I didn't bring one with me.
There's one in the car.
So what I have, let me make sure here. Moving forward is our next section. So I see the orthopedic surgeon on the 29th or the 30th. Richard doesn't have an appointment yet even, but the neurosurgeon doesn't come back till the end of April anyways, so you know he'll get an appointment for sometime around the 1st of May.
In the April.
Right. Both surgeries. Let's say Richard had to have a back surgery, and I have to have a shoulder replacement because that's really the only fix for my problem. They're about 12-week recoveries, so that puts us at the end of August. So we'd be into fall, be the beginning of fall for before we could go out of the state. So looking forward at the possibility of going back out of state, not until the fall.
Until the rain hits again.
Yeah. Oh darn. And by the way, that leaves us open to be able to kind of stay in our own neighborhood around Oregon through April and May. At least that's in my thinking. Now, that's projection. I'm not sure when a doctor could do the surgeries, but we know a little about surgeries. I've had 12 back surgeries in the last 10 years, both knees replaced. Richard's had both knees replaced and quite a few back surgeries as well. So we kind of know how these people work. So that said, what needs to be done on the RV? The solar still has to be hooked up. The painting has to be done, which we have the paint, and the flooring has to be done, which we have the flooring.
Come on over here, baby.
And I believe that my son and a niece are going to do the painting. And we've picked out some really pretty colors, and I think that they'll be very nice.
Patty's a good girl.
And then we have to have the brakes done. And I spelled brakes incorrectly. I've got to fix that right now. B-R-A-K-E-S.
That's it.
Yep. And so that's what I'm thinking about. That's what we're thinking about. Has to be done. And we had a blast for the most part. We had a great time. We met wonderful people.
Yes, we did. We met a lot of people.
We had fun together.
Yes, we did. We had a lot of fun.
Until the last few days. And then,
we're going to try to figure out taking a toad with us next time.
Right. We're not used to being trapped, and we felt very trapped. And even though we have the...
At least bicycles. Jeez.
So we have the solar on the roof now. We will be able to move around with that, but you don't want to drive your RV all over the place. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we would have a toad when we went anywhere else of any distance. So anyways, that's what we have for right now. And again, we're learning this stuff, and we're appreciative of everybody who's given us input, and more of you have given us input than I can even count right now. I just also want to show you something I have. I got this book, and it's going to be in conjunction with using our
Come on, Patty.
Our map, our
Patty.
big map. I've charted down every place we stayed going to Arizona, and every place we stayed coming back, and then going. And I don't remember all the places we got gas and whatnot, and but we will be from going forward. That's going to be part of this. It's going to be kind of like a diary, and still using the atlas as a map. Mapping it out in colors. So I'm really grateful, so grateful for all of your help and your kindness. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with us and for coming along for the ride. We couldn't have done it without you. I'm going to give you another little look around this park. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. And you'll see us in a live stream right after this.